Yes, mother, you can share now.
Subhadra Mataji, you can start.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to Srila Gurudev. Today I want to tell you a very sweet childhood pastime of Krishna, the darling son of Yashoda Maya and Nanda Maharaj. Yashoda Maya, oh, her heart was full of love. She felt that all her wishes had come true the moment Krishna was born. Every time she looked at his lotus face, every time she saw his tiny hands, his little feet, his shiny eyes, her heart overflowed with joy. She felt more pleasure than anything else in the whole world just by seeing him, holding him, and loving him. And one day, while gently feeding him, Krishna yawned. And what did Yashoda Maya see in that tiny, delicate mouth? Yashoda Maya saw something beyond imagination. She saw the entire universe, trees, mountains, rivers, oceans, cities, and even herself and Nanda Maharaj, all reflected in his tiny little mouth. Oh, dear devotees, can you imagine the entire universe inside her little son's mouth? Her heart stood still, astonished, filled with wonder, touched by something divine. And yet, the very next moment, her motherly love covered everything, and she simply saw her little child again. And oh, about his baby teeth. On another day, as she lovingly looked at his little face, Yashoda Maya said, "My darling son, please open your mouth so that I can see if any baby teeth have come in yet." And there they were, tiny little drops like pearls of her own breast milk, the precious baby teeth of a beloved son, Krishna. Such sweetness, such delicate perfection. Krishna, Jai Jai, though he is the supreme, he played just like a little baby. He crawled on his soft hands and knees, laughing at the tinkling sound of his pajibs. He turned his conchial neck, looked around curiously, and reached out with his tiny reddish fingers, soft as the morning sky, to touch birds, to touch reflections in shining jewels. And every movement, every gesture was just like a gentle melody, a sweet song of love. Sometimes, seeing his reflection, he became a little afraid and quickly climbed into Yashoda Maya's love for comfort. And there, in her loving arms, his frown melted into that moon-like smile. The joy filled the room. The gopis, on the other hand, they loved to tease him with love. Oh, Krishna, point your eyes, point to your ears, show us your teeth, they said. And Krishna, so sweet, so innocent, touched them shyly with his delicate fingers and smiled. When asked about his parents, he pointed to Yashoda Maya and Nanda Baba. And once, in his soft baby words, he even said Mata, mixing mother and father, and everyone laughed with joy, their hearts melting in sweetness. Sometimes Krishna tried to stand and walk on his own. Sometimes he fell, looking up at Yashoda Maya with his sad little eyes, and she, with love, held his finger, walked beside him, and encouraged him. Every tiny step, every little fall, every soft giggle filled her heart with so much love and bliss. One playful day, Radharani's grandmother Mukhara asked Krishna to fetch some items: a large clay pot, a low wooden seat, and a drinking cup. With a gentle smile, Krishna carefully held some in his hands while balancing others in his little belly. After walking a bit, he rested, and then slowly brought all the items to Mukhara, leaving the heavy ones behind. Everyone laughed and clapped at his sweet act, seeing his tender effort. Krishna loved to dance for the gopis. He lifted his little feet, moved his tiny hands, laughed with delight. and every moment was graceful, sweet, and enchanting. When dressed in beautiful yellow cloth, he sometimes tossed it aside. Sometimes he even played with Yashoda Maya's jewelry, wearing it in funny, playful ways. Oh, every act was just something different. Every little gesture was just nectar for the heart, for the soul, for everyone who looked upon him. His elder brother Balaram joined in these playful pastimes. Together they ran, they laughed, they played like monsoon clouds and moonlight, like white and blue lotuses floating on the Yamuna. So beautiful, so divine. Sometimes they chased animals. Sometimes they fearlessly faced proud bulls in their play. And their mothers, oh, Yashoda Maya and Mata Rohini, sometimes worried, sometimes laughed, and always loved them with all their hearts. Friends, every little thing Krishna did, like crawling, walking, dancing, smiling, even crying, was full of divine sweetness. His laughter, his tiny hands, his curious eyes, his little feet, everything spoke of pure love and joy. Everyone around him, Yashoda Maya, Nanda Maharaj, the gopis, the villagers, were enchanted, their hearts always overflowing with bliss. Krishna's childhood teaches us something very special. Even the smallest acts, when done with love, become beautiful. Even the simplest play, when shared with joy, become divine bliss. Krishna shows us that true happiness comes from love, devotion, and the sweetness of the heart. So, dear devotees, this is our little Krishna, the child who holds the whole universe in his mouth, yet cries for his mother's love, the Supreme Lord, our JJ. Imagine him crawling across the courtyard, laughing at the Pajams, reaching for birds, climbing into Yashoda Maya's lap when frightened, dancing for the gopis, smiling at Balaram, showing his tiny baby teeth, fetching things for Mukra, and playing in the sunlit village of Braj. Every little act, every little smile, every little gesture is a living melody of love, flute song of sweetness, a story of divine joy. And the most wonderful thing is, he is not far away. If we remember him, if we softly call out his name, if we keep even a small place for him in our hearts, then that same little Krishna, his lotus face, his gentle smile, his playful glance will come. Hare Krishna. Mataji, you can take over.
Why am I not able to move this? Then Krishna gradually gave up crawling and began walking on his soft lotus feet. With this, a new phase of his pastimes began, delightful and mischievous. His famous butter stealing pastimes. Being the very source of all bliss, he filled the hearts of the Vrajvasis with unlimited joy through these playful acts. One day, when no one was watching, Krishna secretly entered a room and began stealing fresh butter. While enjoying it, he suddenly saw his own reflection in the jeweled pillar. Mistaking it for another boy, he began to say, "Oh dear brother, please do not tell mother. I will share this butter with you also." Hidden nearby, Yashoda was watching everything and relished his innocent behavior. Then she appeared before him. Immediately, Krishna pointed out to the reflection and complained, "Mother, this greedy boy has come to steal your butter." I tried to stop him, but he did not listen. When I got angry, he also became angry. But I am not greedy at all. On the other day, when Krishna was stealing butter, again he was caught. And now Krishna very cleverly said, my hand was burning with the effulgence of my ruby bangles that you gave me. So, to put it in the butter is only to cool it. Yashoda was pleased and affectionately called him, took him on his lap, and even pretended to remove his bangles to protect him from burning. Sometimes she scolded him, and Krishna would cry, rubbing his eyes with his tender palms. Seeing his tears, Yashoda's heart would melt. She would wipe his tears and lovingly say, my dear child, all the butter in this house belongs to you alone. One beautiful night under the full moon, Yashoda was sitting in the courtyard with elderly gopis. While Krishna playing nearby, suddenly Krishna came from behind, pulled her veil, and he began to cry. The gopis gathered around him and asked, what do you want? Milk, yogurt, cheese? Each time, Krishna refused. Finally, he said, I want freshly churned condensed butter, pointing towards the moon. He insisted that it was butter and he demanded it immediately. The gopis tried to trick him by saying that it was a swan in the sky. But Krishna then demanded the swan. When they said it was a moon, Chandra, he demanded Chandra. To pacify him, Yashoda then cleverly explained that the moon was actually butter from the ocean of milk, but contained poisonous spots and therefore could not be eaten. She then narrated to Krishna the story of churning of the milk of ocean, how poison emerged and how it affected the moon. Listening to her sweet narration, then Krishna became peaceful and soon fell asleep in her lap. With his charming transcendental pastimes, Krishna continually captivated the heart of Mother Yashoda. Sometimes, while roaming in the courtyard, Krishna caught a stray calf, put it on his lap, and kissed it with his lotus mouth. At other times, Yashoda tied a very attractive turban on Krishna's head and dressed him in yellow, gorgeous garments. After marking his body with tilaka and color of gorochana, she would anoint his lotus eyes with soft kajal. Now the complaints of the gopis start. Not only in his own house, but Krishna started to steal butter in others' houses. These housewives of Vrindavana pretended to be angry and complained to Yashoda about Krishna's stealing. No, your boy's adventures are just beginning, but by nature they will forever expand. Your son's naughty behavior will soon destroy our village. You have no idea what mischief he does and what he will do next. Before our cows have been milked, your son unties the calves and makes them drink all the milk. If someone tries to rebuke him, he simply smiles and sweetly that person forgets all his anger. And if we keep our butter in a dark storeroom, he uses his natural effulgence to easily find and steal it. But instead of eating it himself, he takes great pleasure in feeding it to the monkeys. And when the monkeys reach their fill and are unable to eat anymore, then Krishna throws the butter on the ground. He catches the butter pot which are beyond his reach by stacking many small tables on top of one another and extending his arm to grab them. Krishna is always stealing our butter and yogurt, and if someone tries to stop him, he immediately drops the food on the ground and quickly escapes. If by chance a housewife captures him, Krishna twists her wrist and runs away. And then from a safe distance, he yells back, hey, just stay where you are. If you come any closer, I will give you more trouble by teasing your babies and making them cry. And if someone calls him a thief, Krishna says, you are a thief. This house is mine and everything in to me. And in the morning, when we spread a fresh layer of clay on the outer walls of our houses and paint beautiful designs on top of it with powdered limestone, then your son Krishna comes along to spoil everything by throwing dirt all over the houses. And in front of you, he's so quiet. Responding to the charges of the gopis, Krishna says, Mother, none of these ladies have any affection in their hearts. They are not speaking a single word of truth. You should not believe them. I just go visit them out of love for their sons and play with them. But now onwards, I will never go again. I will not visit their houses anymore. Rajeshwari Yashoda put Krishna on her lap and smiled and then says to the gopis, only Krishna is telling the truth. He is just an innocent boy. So how could he possibly do such things? Rohini, then as a friendly gesture, applied tilaka on the foreheads of the gopis and sent them home. And after they departed, Yashoda, who is expert in the laws of etiquette, spoke to Krishna. My dear son, you can do this at our home, not at others' places. And then Rajaraj Nanda arrives and spoke to pacify his charming son. Please come and sit in my lap. And Krishna says, why is mother always chastising me, Baba? Nanda asks, what is all about? Then Mother Yashoda recounted the misdeeds of Krishna by repeating the words uttered by the gopis. Pointing to Yashoda, Vrajaraj Nanda said, my son is faultless. He has nothing wrong to do. I always see him behave very nicely. And also he says, now come to my lap. Krishna immediately jumped off from his lap and climbed to Yashoda's lap and make both the parents laugh heartily. In this way, throughout his butter stealing pastimes, Krishna enchanted all Vrajavasis. Though he is the supreme lord, he allowed himself to be bound by the love of his devotees. His stealing was not ordinary, it was an expression of divine love, drawing out the deepest affection from the hearts of the Vrajavasis. These sweet pastimes reveal that the absolute truth is not just great and powerful, but irresistibly charming, playful, and conquered by pure love. Mataji, the next pastime.
Dear devotees, listen with a soft heart now. Just imagine a morning in Vrindavan, soft sunlight spilling over the village, the air fragrant with flowers, the Yamuna sparkling in the distance. So one day, in the peaceful village of Vrindavan, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda sat together, speaking gently about the beloved son Krishna. With a touch of concern mixed with deep affection, they said, our Krishna, he loves to wander far, leaving even Balaram behind. Let us send some careful servants with him. Let them follow him through the forests and the fields, simply to serve and protect our two boys. And so from that day on, loving servants would gently accompany Krishna and Balaram wherever they went. And then every morning, it was a beautiful sight. The cowherd boys with eager hearts and bright smiles would come running from their homes to Krishna's courtyard. And then, there, when Krishna and Balaram stepped out to meet them, it looked just like a great king surrounded by his dear companions, like ministers gathered around the beloved ruler, but filled with laughter, friendship, and love. Then together they would run to the open fields of Vrindavan, and there the play would begin. Just like a joyful baby elephant tossing dust with delight, little Krishna scooped up the soft dust of Braj and threw it in the air. The golden dust would rise and fall, covering his curly hair, his lotus face, his tiny limbs, and even his friends. Laughing, shouting, running, they covered one another in that sacred dust of Vrindavan. Sometimes they played peacefully, and at times, oh, such sweet quarrels. Krishna would play with both boys and girls of his age. He would pretend to fight, gently pushing, playfully arguing, and at times he would defeat his friends, and at other times they would surround him and defeat him instead. And how did Krishna respond? Sometimes he laughed, Sometimes he showed a little pretend anger, and sometimes he looked upon as if nothing had happened at all. It was all just for play, all just for love. Then, sitting on the soft earth, Krishna began building with his tiny hands. He made little houses, small walls, even whole village from dust. His friends joined him, shaping their own tiny worlds. But oh, just as quickly as they built them, they broke them. Krishna would break theirs and they would break his. He would build again and they would laugh and knock it down again. And still he continued completely absorbed in this simple, joyful play. And high above, the demigods watched in wonder. They thought, this same Krishna, by whose glance countless universes are created and destroyed, is now sitting here making tiny houses from dust. And becoming tired of his play, their hearts became amazed, captivated, unable to understand the sweetness before them. And there in the middle of the dusty fields, covered in braj dust, smiling and glowing, Krishna shone like the sun itself. After some time, the elderly gopis of Vrindavan, filled with deep motherly love, called out to him, "Oh, darling boy, come to our homes, come play in our courtyards, come, take something to eat." But Krishna looked at them, his eyes shining, his lips covered in a gentle smile, and his soft, sweet voice, he replied, "I cannot come. I have no time." Oh, such cleverness, such sweetness. But those gopis, their hearts could not be held back. With loving insistence, they came forward, took his hands, and gently pulled him along to their homes. To them, Krishna was everything, the most beautiful, the most precious, the very treasure of their lives. And once inside, they served him with overflowing affection. They bathed him, carefully wiping away the dust from his soft limbs. They rubbed his body tenderly with so much love. They fed him butter, sweet rabri, and shira. Watching him eat, smiling, glancing here and there, their hearts melted completely. And when he was satisfied, they gently sent him back home through their hearts, though their hearts wished they could keep him forever. So every little act, every tumble, every smile was joy itself, a living melody of love, laughter, and delight. Krishna and Balaram, the beloved brothers, play together, sometimes running through the fields, chasing each other, sometimes building tiny forts in the dirt, sometimes daringly facing proud bulls or jumping over small streams. And the mothers, the Shodamaya and Mother Rohini, watched with hearts full of love, sometimes worried, sometimes laughing, always cherishing every playful moment. Krishna's laughter rang across the village like soft music, his tiny hands reaching, touching, exploring, his little feet pattering on the earth, leaving gentle impressions, his curious eyes sparkling with joy, mischief, and wonder. Every villager, every gopi, every friend who saw him felt their hearts melt. The dust of Braj became a playground of divine delight, and even the simplest play was touched with the sweetness of the Supreme. Every day in Vrindavan felt like a gentle song, full of simple love, joy, and quiet happiness. And just by watching Krishna and Balaram play together, running, laughing, calling out to each other, everyone's hearts became full, and they were beloved sons of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, the joy of the whole village, the sweetest happiness anyone could ever feel. Oh, dear devotees, see this beautiful pastime. What is the beauty in it? The Supreme Lord who creates and sustains all worlds is here, playing in the dust, laughing with his friends, building and breaking tiny houses, and being lovingly fed by the simple mothers of Vrindavan. What an enchanting sight! Such sweetness, such simplicity, such boundless love. If we just remember him like this, that little Krishna, covered in dust, smiling, playful, full of love, then surely, very softly, very gently, he will come and play within our hearts too. Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare. Thank you. So we like to thank this group by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare.
So beautiful
So,
pictures and very vivid description. So we request devotees to uh, you can share the PPT in the group. At the same time, we request devotees to keep it within 10 to 12 minutes so that we can summarize things in time. But beautiful presentation. Thank you.
Hare
Yes,
Bol.
Hari Hari. Yes, group number 3.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
हाँ धन प्रणाम कौस्तुभ प्रभु yes.
So we are in the group 3. So we will be presenting the 4 pastimes. Firstly, name giving ceremony of Lord Krishna and Balram, lunch to Nanda Bhavan, moving to Vrindavan, and bartering of the fruits. So such 4 pastimes. So I will be starting with name giving ceremony. Share the
So you're going to present Prabhuji something?
Yes. Name giving ceremony is the first presentation out of
Miss,
the 4.
you want to share PPT or just you'll speak?
One picture, one photo is there.
So then I have to make you co-host. That's the reason
Yeah.
I asked.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, for our group, if you can make Kaustav Prabhuji, Rukmini Devi Dasi, that's myself, and Sumedha Prabhuji. We 3 will need access to present.
Okay. So we can do it one by one, not immediately.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so we'll start with Kaustav Prabhu. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Kaustav Prabhu can present now.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hari Hari.
So this PPT is there. I have shared that. Is it visible to all?
No, Prabhuji.
How to do that? I'm not understanding how to do that.
See, you can see share. You have option on the screen called share. From there you can share it. If you go down on the screen, you'll find a option called share.
Do you want to share the image which you had shared in the group?
Yes, Sumedha Prabhuji, I think you can share that otherwise.
Yeah, so I'm just confirming. Does he want us to share that image only or is something else?
No, it's the same. Prabhu said it's only one. So I
But he
think
has
you can.
disappeared. I think wrongly he had touched that some other button. Looks like that.
तो मैं करूं क्या?
Prabhu, I think Kaustav Prabhuji is, I think he has moved out because he must be. Is he there?
So Mataji, you can start now. You can start. Let's proceed.
Yes,
With
let's
time.
go ahead.
So Prabhu, should we do that? Ananad Prabhu.
Yes. Rukmini Mata, you can start. Yes.
Yeah. So Prabhu, you can give me the access.
Already given. Yes, ma'am.
Given? Yeah. Okay. Yes. So the second pastime is lunch at Nanda Bhavan. So I will just share that. Yes. Are you able to see the?
Yes, we can see
Are you
it
able
now.
to see the
Yes,
screen? Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Mataji.
Yeah. Yes. So this I have tried to make a storyboard with the pastime that Krishna and his friends absorbed in the play and forgot. They actually forgot to come for lunch, and how Rukmini Devi ji and then Yashoda Maya, they had gone to call them, and Yashoda Maya successfully was able to call them. So this is the thing, and try to put just two lines for each of the storybook there. So खेल में खोए कान्हा प्यारे, सखाओ संग हंसी के नजारे. Is the first this thing, and then Rukmini Devi, Rohini ji comes. रोहिणी पुकारे प्रेम भरी आवाज, आओ घर थके हो तुम आज. Yes, and then Krishna ignores that. सुनकर भी अनसुना कर जाए, खेल में मन पूरा रम जाए. And then Yashoda Maya finally comes. मैया पुकारे स्नेह अपार, आज जन्मदिन है मेरे लाल. And then forcefully takes Krishna along. हाथ पकड़ मैया संग ले जाए, ममता से घर की राह दिखाए. And then gets Krishna and friends home and give them bath and decorates them with various ornaments and everything. सजाए सवारे प्रेम के साथ, कमल सा खिले नंदलाल. And then everybody sits together for having their lunch. मिलकर बैठे स्नेह के संग, भोजन में घुला प्रेम का रंग. So that's the whole family sitting together. And then Yashoda Maiya with a firm this thing tells the friends, सखाओं से मैया कहती आज, अगली बार भोजन समय ना करना इनकार. And then Krishna finally bids farewell to his friends. He went and just bid a farewell. सखाओं संग चले थोड़ी सी राह, प्रेम से बोले फिर किया विदा. So that's the pastime. Yeah, that's all. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Beautiful. Beautiful poem. Hari Hari.
Yes, yeah, Hare
Brajavasis would convert Krishna's pastimes into poems and speak.
Yes.
Hari Hari. Thank you. This costs to prove. So what I will do is maybe I'll share it.
I have sent on the chat.
Mm-hmm. So give me a minute. But I can't minimize it.
To give it to me, मैं करता हूँ.
Actually, he has shared in group. You can just download from there.
Prabhuji, it is in our group also.
But maybe I have to make Sumachatan Prove into.
You give me the host
Post.
rights to.
Yes. But where are you? Sumachatan Prove. Yes, Sumachatan Prove. You can share it now.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam to all the devotees. So I will be presenting about the name giving ceremony of Lord Krishna and Balram. Vasudeva, the embodiment of pure goodness. Vasudeva, father of Krishna and Balram, was embodiment of the pure goodness. Sent the famous priest Garga Rishi or Garga Muni to perform the name giving ceremony to Nanda Bhavan. He sent because Garga Muni was the learned scholar and famous for knowing all the four Vedas and 22 different innotations of chanting the Vedas. So much scholarly Rishi he was. So he sent Garga Muni. No other Rishi was so much scholarly in those times, and he was the family priest of Yaduvamsha. Then Garga Muni was able to destroy the ocean of ignorance, and he was famous everywhere for his austerities. So much was his greatness. So wherever Garga Muni stayed in Vrindavana, he showered everyone with unlimited joy. And such pious was Garga Rishi. So knowing this, Vasudeva sent him to Nanda Bhavan. So Nanda, the king of Gokula, was very much happy or very much joyous due to the presence of Gargamuni at their home. And he accepted the Charnamrita on his head of Gargamuni. And he requested that Gargamuni, that will you please perform the name giving ceremony and present publicly and announce the names of our two sons, Rama or Balrama and Krishna. Please perform the necessary rituals for their auspicious name giving ceremony. But Gargamuni was knowing that there is no one more wicked than Kansa, and he will easily understand that these are sons of Vasudeva, and he will try to harm those two children. So it is very difficult, was told by Gargamuni. Kamsa is always meditating upon Krishna and wanted to harm Krishna, and frequently he was thinking about that. So Gargamuni refused, that it is very difficult to do that, to execute this ceremony. So then Nanda Maharaj found one solution, or found Nanda Maharaj told that rather than presenting a pompous ceremony with drums and cymbals and musical instruments, Gargamuni, you are very much, your presence is very much auspicious for us. So please, we will do the ceremony in private with only our intimate family members. Only 4 eyes will be present. I will be present, then Yashoda Mata and Rohini Mata will be present, and our two sons will be present. You alone can perform the ceremony by chanting all the necessary hymns and mantras. So Gargamuni was very happy to hear this suggestion of Nanda Maharaj. And he was very much ecstatic with the Premarasa. Gargamuni was very much ecstatic with the Premarasa. And he held the body of the little boy. He felt that he should, Gargamuni felt that he should embrace the little boy, Lord Krishna, but he felt that people will feel that he is very frivolous, and he felt that he should touch the feet and take blessings from Lord Krishna. But again, he felt that people will feel that he has gone crazy, so he held himself from doing such things. But he felt at the same time that I am very fortunate to perform the name giving ceremony of Lord Krishna and Balaram. Then he thought that his eyes have attained perfection. His learning and exalted birth have now become very much blessed because he is performing the name giving ceremony of the Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Krishna had shown his compassion on him. It was the mood of Gargarushi, and his life was successful. He felt. Then Yashoda Mata and Rohini Mata brought Krishna and Rama or Balrama to Gargamuni. So these two boys were of all good fortune. These two boys will remove all the misfortune. He gave name to the son of Yashoda Mata as Krishna, because Krishna is the perfectionist, or he gave name to Rohini, son of Rohini Mata, as Rama or Balrama, because he is personification of fame and perfection and more glorious than the creator. As Lord Balrama will attract all people, he gave him name as Sankarshana, because he also removed the sins from all the people. Also, he gave him name as Rama, Balrama, as well as Baldeva. Then he gave name to the son of Yashoda Mata as Krishna, which was combination of 5 letters: K, Ri, Sa, Na, and A. So he gave the name Krishna because he was all attractive to everyone. And he also found that he is of 5 different colors of 4 different colors of 4 yugas. And the origin of all the other yuga avatar as Lord Krishna, which is the sapphire blue color. He was also having all the qualities of Lord Narayana, such as mercy, forgiveness, truthfulness, and cleanliness. Saraswati goddess, the goddess of learning, has put these concepts in Garga Muni's mind. He was thinking. Although Narayana is equal to Krishna, but Krishna himself is the origin of Narayana, and Narayana is his expansion. It was known to Garga Muni. These were all the thoughts of Garga Muni. But he was having such a mood in ecstasy. His hair were stand erect. He was weeping with joy. So he was in ecstasy because of he was performing the name giving ceremony of Lord Krishna and Balrama. Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare. Yes, someone else from group number 3, or that's all? Yeah.
No, Prabhuji, we still have little bit of presentation.
Okay.
Um, so actually, I will be presenting upon this shifting to Vrindavan. So how I have planned, we have planned the presentation is because we have the book and we know what the pastime is. So in our presentation about shifting to Vrindavan, we will be drawing parallels between Anand Vrindavan Champu and Srimad Bhagavatam. And we will see how one pastime of Krishna can be a catalyst for remembering some other pastime of Krishna. So I'll just share the first image. So this is the image of Vrindavan that they were moving into, shifting to. This is the Vrindavan they were shifting into. So in Anand Vrindavan Champu, it has been described that Vrindavan is full of good qualities and always pleasing throughout all the seasons. It is replete with exuberant grass to please the cows. So we can see so many cows are there. For one who attains Vrindavan, the wealth of 3 worlds seems as an insignificant is seems as insignificant as a piece of straw. And the goddess of fortune personally serves the residents of Vrindavan. And we can see Govardhan Hill. It also stands in Vrindavan, which increases the health of the cows. And this is the Vrindavan. And in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.11.28, Because of paucity of time, I'm not going into reciting the verse. So it describes Vrindavan. Um, so I'm just reading out the translation that it says that between Nandeshwara and Mahavan is a place named Vrindavan. This place is very suitable because it is lush with grass, plants, and creepers for cows and other animals. So over here we can see a lot of animals. We can see monkeys, we can see parrots, we can see peacock, we can see deers. So many animals are there. It has nice gardens and tall mountains and is full of facilities for happiness of all the gopas, gopis, and the animals. So this is the Vrindavan that they were moving into. So now one of the sentences that it is given in the translation, the book which we are reading for the movement of bulls. So Srila Kavi Karnapur describes, writes in the, it's given in the translation by Bhanu Maharaj, that as a music teacher dances with dexterous steps, the bullock moved gracefully on their splendid hooves. So this talks about dancing. So basically what we can understand that the even the cows, the bullocks of Vrindavan were dancing. But who is the best amongst the dancers? It is Natvar Krishna. So we have two pastimes of Krishna where he performs dancing. So just 1 second. So there are two pastimes of Krishna where he is dancing. So we are taking the pastime of dancing on the hoods of Kalia. So why we are taking? So I had actually written a paragraph. Should I go into reading it through, or the time is short,
Okay.
as you say?
You can read it.
Okay.
Yes.
So it is that the dark waters of Yamuna had become a deadly poison because of the giant snake Kalia. To save his friends, Krishna, looking like a shining blue diamond, jumped into the river. Kalia rose from the depths, opening his many heads like a scary black fan, hissing with fire and anger. But Krishna, with his lotus like but Krishna was light like a lotus flower and quickly hopped onto the serpent's velvet crowns. The Lord began his celestial dance, and it was a sight of pure joy. His yellow silk clothes waved in the air like golden swings, and his peacock feathers swayed like blue butterfly playing on a stormy wave. Each footfall struck the snake's head with the rhythm of a drum, tup, tup, tup. Yet his touch was as soft as a falling of a flower petal. As Krishna danced, he moved with the speed of twinkling light, skipping away every time the snake tried to bite him. His swaying form looked like a bright lightning amongst the dark clouds of the snake's hoods. Now Nagpatnis come. Why I chose this pastime, not the Rasa dance, will be clear. Seeing their husband's pride broken, the Nagpatnis came out of the water with folded hands, crying and praying to Lord Krishna to show mercy and spare Kalia's life. Finally, Kalia bowed his head in defeat, and the river became safe and pure once again. So we specifically chose this pastime, not the Rasa dance, because in this moving to Vrindavan pastime only, Srila Kavi Karnapur says that the boats, when they were going on the banks or on the river, so they were looking like Nagapatnis are rising from the Patal Lok to playfully extend their uh, jewel bed hoods above Yamuna. So that's why over here also Nagpatnis are there, and over there also Nagpatnis are there. So the final thing where we draw a parallel in this pastime of movement is the pastime of crossing of the Yamuna River. Just 1 second. So this is how they were crossing the Yamuna River. The new image can be seen.
Yeah. It's
So
visible.
I will just so I will just read out a small paragraph from the Anand Vrindavan Champu only. It is said that the best boat had an ornamental cabin topped with beautiful flag, which was gently flapping. Mother Yashoda and Mother Rohini and Krishna, along with some maid servants, boarded this boat. Krishna enjoyed watching the waves of Mother Yamuna, and naughty Krishna left Mother Yashoda's side and leaned over the edge of the boat. While supporting himself with his left hand, Krishna stretched his right hand under the water to touch the bottom of the boat. So over here we can see that Krishna is bending over and trying to touch Mother Yamuna. But there is one pastime where Krishna is trying to stop himself from being touched by Mother Yamuna. And Mother Yamuna is rising up and up to touch Krishna. So there are two more pastimes. Krishna might have crossed Yamuna multiple times, but prominently we hear about two pastimes. Once when Vasudev carried baby Krishna from Mathura to Vrindavan, and second time when Akrura took Krishna and Balram from Vrindavan to Mathura. So these are the two times when Krishna crossed Yamuna, and also in this pastime we can see Krishna is crossing Yamuna. So the contrast is that this time, in this crossing of Yamuna, Krishna is bending to touch Yamuna Devi, and in Krishna going on the head of Vasudev as a newborn baby, Mother Yamuna is trying to touch Krishna. So I have an image for it also. So this is the image for Yamuna Devi trying to touch the lotus feet of Krishna. So again, I had written a small paragraph. The night was dark like black ink. A heavy storm was shaking the world, and the rain was falling like sharp silver needles. Vasudev carried the newborn baby Krishna in a small basket on his head. He had to cross the deep Yamuna river to reach Vrindavan. The wind was howling like a hungry lion. The river waves were jumping high like giant snakes trying to reach the sky. Mother Yamuna was very excited. She wanted to touch the lotus feet of her beloved Lord Krishna. The water rose up and up, reaching Vasudev's knees, then his waist, and then finally up to his neck. At first, little Krishna was playful. He pulled his tiny feet inside the basket, hiding them like a shy flower closing its petals. He did not let the water touch him, but Mother Yamuna kept rising higher, like a devotee crying for a glimpse of the god. Finally, seeing her deep love, Krishna let his soft foot hang out of the basket. As soon as the water touched his toe, the river became calm and a quiet lake. The storm felt like a soft breeze, and the path became clear. So that's how we can see that one pastime of Krishna can be a contrast as well as a catalyst for remembering some other pastime of Krishna. So this is the thing that we wanted to cover while showing about Krishna crossing the moving to this, what do we say, moving from Mahavan to Vrindavan, because pastime is there in the book. So it was, and now we will just in a minute, we also had the presentation about fruit seller pastime. So we have Krishnanga Mataji who has prepared a beautiful song for it. But prior to that, just one small, we got a cartoon image, a comic, basically a comic strip, which covers the entire pastime about this. So Mahabharat comics. So this is the Krishna and fruit seller pastime. So here we can see Krishna is sitting beside Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda is churning the butter, and at that time the fruit seller comes, and then Nand Maharaj comes outside and calls the fruit vendor, and Krishna also says, "Mangoes, I want mangoes," and Nand Maharaj gives a basket of grains for one basket of mango, and Krishna runs inside to grab some grains. And holding the grains tightly, the fruit seller became very attracted. What a beautiful child. And Krishna asks, "Ki, will this be enough?" And the fruit seller very gently says that, "Yes, this is more than enough. Take your mangoes." And so Krishna takes the mangoes by saying thank you, and the basket turns into gold and gems. And the fruit vendor is saying, "You are not an ordinary boy. Who are you?" And Krishna says, "I'm Krishna." And And now over to Krishnanga Mataji for the song.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Please accept my humble obeisance. Just presenting the same mood of the fruit seller and Bhagavan Shri Krishna. अबरी सुना मैं अबरी सुना मैं प्रेम कथा अंतर की ऐसी बंधन बंध गई देखो ऐसी बंधन प्यारी हलवारी और रजेश्वर में अबरी सुना एक प्रहर वो एक प्रहर एक प्रहर वो भली गोकुल की गली बेचने जावत बेचने जावत फल लो मीठी मीठी फल लो रस भरी फल लो प्यार से लाई फल लो ओ दुखियारी गावत वो दुखियारी गावत सुन के कातर के वो गीत सुन के कातर की वो गीत दौड़ चली आए देखो दौड़ाए देखो विश्व की मीत दौड़ाए देखो विश्व के बीच क्या सुंदर बाला क्या सुंदर बाल रे सुंदर बाला सुंदर बाल सूरत निराला देख देख दुखियारी सोच रही किस जहां से आया है नन्हा मनोहर किस जहान से आया रे ये नन्हा मनोहर ऐसी बाल न देखी अपने नन्हे हस्त कमल में हस्त कमल में हस्त कमल में अपने नन्हे नन्हे हस्त कमल में छम छम करके भर के प्रीत देखो आया रे मोहन विश्व के मीत अनाज की कोड़ी अनाज के को हाथ में भर व्यापार न जाने नंद दुना अनाज की कोड़ी हाथ में भर के व्यापार न जाने नंद धुना थोड़ी ही अनाज थोड़ी ही अनाज थोड़ी ही अनाज रही हाथ में साज रही व्यापार न जाने यशोदा खिला अखियां बरसी निर्धन बरसी अखियां फलवारी की देखन लागे वो चकित विराट हंसित हंसित देखो हंसित हंसित वो भर गई हो हंसित हंसित वो भर दी हो मन को बना प्रभु हाथ में फल प्रभु हाथ में फल देखो हाथ में फल देखत बार पुलकित दृष्टि में देखत बार पुलकित दृष्टि में निर्धन नयन ना छूटे जल निर्धन नयन ना छूटे जल श्यामल को प्रभु के हाथ में फल जब दरस बरस के चलती कान्हा वो बेचारी सोच रही वो करी देखो देखो तो करी हरवाई आभूषण मुक्त वैडूर्य बही आभूषण मुक्त वैडूर्य बही कहने ये ऐसी व्यापार की किस्सा कहने प्रभु के व्यापार के किस्सा पर महिमा देखो संजोग प्रभु मिलियो रे प्रभु मिलियो रे कृष्ण मिलियो रे बस प्रेम भक्ति से काम न कोई और जोग काम न कोई और जोग Hare Krishna, all glory to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga.
Hare Krishna. So we'll thank the group, all the devotees of the group, for the beautiful presentations, such a devotional song, expressing the mood of that fruit vendor by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare. Yes, Sumi Chetanpu, you can share your PPT in the group. Yeah. Okay, so we'll continue. But we request devotees from, although it's like very devotional, and we are feeling enlivened, but if you want to continue the course within few months, not lifetime, then and then we have to like stick to the time. So from next time onwards, uh, make sure that now you just stick to 10 minutes. Otherwise, we won't be able to complete our course in time. Okay, Hari. So now we'll continue with our next chapter. Lifetime seems good for me too, but what to do? We're limited by time and space in this world. Yes. Hari. So give me a minute, I'll share my PPT with you. So Krishna and Balram, both of them were moving from Gokul Mahavan to Vrindavan.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I hope you are able to see it. Okay. So in this way, upon reaching Vrindavan, the cowherd men, they formed a temporary settlement, as you can see. So they had their hundreds of bullock carts, and these bullock carts had made a boundary wall in the shape of a half circle. So this half circle is known as Chatikara. So even today, if you go to Krishna Balram temple, then we have to tell them that, okay, take us to Chatikara. So this Chatikara is basically a semicircle. So this extended from Kalidaha, as you can see in the photograph, and on the along the banks of Yamuna, it extended till Govardhan Hill. And in the northern region was Nandiswar Hill. So of course they had not moved to Nandagaon or Nandiswar till now. So as fire merges into water, or water can merge into fire, especially when there is creation or devastation. So similarly, Mahavan had temporarily entered in this temporary city of Chatikara. So there were exotic birds who were singing and flying. They were extremely enchanting the atmosphere of Vrindavan. Deers and other animals were roaming through the rich foliage forest of Vrindavan. Yamuna was glistening like anything. And like a majestic person in the entire assembly, the one who was standing in Vrindavan was Govardhan Hill. Yes. So this was about Vrindavan. And now seeing the natural and abundant beauty of Vrindavan, all the followers of Nanda Maharaj were extremely delighted. So then finally, when the settlements were made, Nanda Maharaj entered his quarters. His brothers Upananda, Sunanda, and other leaders of cowherd community, they entered in their houses. Cows also relaxed in their own gosalas. The florist, the sellers of pan, merchants, they went into their individual shops. And Vedvasis were amazed to see that how everything happened so perfectly within such a less time. How they all of them uh, they could settle in their own places. The Pulinda women, they were very blissful. So they also started performing their own usual domestic duties. Cows had plenty of fresh grass now. So earlier they were so morose that they had to leave Mahavan, but now the pastures of Vrindavan made them forget Mahavan also. And in this way, although Vrajavasis were unaware, they practically had all sort of mystic perfections with them and the wealth of Kuvera with them. But despite such an opulence, Krishna concealed his Aishwarya, the opulence, and he continued to perform his sweet pastimes like an innocent child. Uh, so only it was rare situations where Krishna displayed his opulences, like he is displayed in Brahmavan Leela. So after living in Chhattisgarh for some time, Krishna began his Gocharan Leela also. So Nanda Maharaj had 9 lakh cows. Uh, and then Krishna started requesting Nanda Maharaj that I also want to tend cows. And then Nanda Maharaj also thought, okay, let me engage him in tending cows. So when Nanda Maharaj decided, upon Krishna's request, that Krishna can tend calves now, not cows, calves, Yasoda began to protest. Because generally women, especially mothers, are very much uh, concerned about the welfare of the child. So Yasoda said to Nanda Maharaj, Nanda Maharaj, how can you engage our son in such a painful engagement when he's still sucking his mother's breast? And Krishna was standing there who heard the conversation. So Krishna told to Yasoda Maya, Maya, don't interfere with my cherished desire to tend cows. Even if you don't allow, I will not listen to your words and I will not be worried about your feelings. So then he continued and said that Maya, please give me permission. And anyway, just by tending cows, which is very easy, my friends and I, all of us will experience a great fun. So it's not a taxing work, it is a enjoying work. So who in this world will not like to do such a work like tending cows? And then hearing mesmerizing words of Krishna, Yasoda also kept quiet. She gave up her attempts to stop Krishna. And Nanda Maharaj was surprised. Oh, even Yasoda is quiet now, and she has agreed that Krishna can tend the cows. So he chose an auspicious day. Mm. And on that auspicious day, he allowed Krishna to tend the cows. And in this way, Krishna got an opportunity to perform his pastimes in Poganda Leela. So in Poganda Leela, now the Sakharas becomes very prominent. So Balram and all the cowherd boys, they met in Gosala. They selected some calves. Nanda Maharaj gave a red stick to Krishna so that he can control the cows. Hmm. And when Krishna was going to tend the cows, Nanda Maharaj and Yasoda were also following Krishna. You can see here. Nanda Maharaj and Yasoda were following Krishna. And then at a point of time, Krishna said, Maya, Baba, we are experienced in tending cows, so don't worry about us. And then Yashodananda said, okay, you may be very experienced, although you never tended the cows or the cows, but don't wander very far away. So go to little distance and then you come back. And in this way, Krishna and Balram, who were expert in tending cows, started tending the calves now. And as they were tending calves, their ecstasy grew more and more every day. Krishna wandered here. Hare Krishna. So Krishna wandered here and there, and in this way he started covering the entire Vrindavan while tending the cows. And when Krishna was tending the cows, his blue effulgence coming from his body, it covered the entire Vrindavan forest. It was looking more brilliant than the blue lotus flower also. And when demigods saw the scene of Krishna tending the cows, they were so mesmerized that they fell unconscious by seeing Krishna tending the cows. In this way, all the people or demigods in the heaven and all the Vrajvasis, they enjoyed great fun seeing Krishna and Balram tending the cows. So that was the daily pastime of tending the cows. Yeah. And now this is about the way Krishna would spend his day. You can see in the slide. So every day before sunrise, Yasoda Maya, who knows all the moral laws, who can purify the entire world, she would wake up Krishna. स्वशाब्द करणो भगवान विद्या पेम स्मृति नयनाम्बुरम विजंबन उत्थाय विश्व जायता नौ मिसादम माधवाग्राम पुरुष पुराना. So that is how we wake up the Lord. So she was also waking the Krishna. She would wake Krishna also. So after cleansing his mouth, she rubbed Krishna with fragrant oil, bathed him, anointed his eyes with kajal, smeared his body with sandalwood pulp, dressed him, decorated him with valuable ornaments, as you can see here. And then she happily fed Krishna with many tasty, nourishing foods. So you can see all these scenes here. Waking up, cleansing the mouth, bathing him, applying kajal, decorating him, and then feeding Krishna. So this Yashoda would do all these services. And then Yasoda would follow behind Krishna when he went out to tend the cows. So out of her great love for Krishna, Yasoda said, told to Krishna, Kanaya, today I'll go with you to a particular place and then I'll return home. And being attached to Krishna, she was just following Krishna as Krishna was going to tend the cows. But then after some time, Krishna said, Maya, I know how to tend the cows. And then he stopped Yasoda and then he continued tending the cows. So in this way, Krishna was moving about, wearing Vajanti Mala, walking with his brothers and friends and everyone. Yes. And then came the fun time. When you are not with the parents, you are with the friends. So every day Krishna took calves to a place where there were a lot of grass. So after tasting the fresh grass, the cows would jump in jubilation. And when they would done jump in jubilation, it would look like blocks of ice moving here and there. So Krishna passed his days absorbed in all these childhood pastimes with calves and friends. So every morning Yashoda would prepare delicious foods, send it out to the forest, And then Krishna would enjoy all these foodstuffs along with his friends, which were licked, chewed, drunk, and sucked. Chaturvidha bhajante mam. No, not this one. Chaturvidhasi bhagavad prasado. Bhaj bhoje lak leh chos. So he would enjoy all these four types of foodstuffs. And all these foodstuffs were warm and appealing. And when after playing they were tired, they would enjoy all these foodstuffs. You can see here in the slide. Yeah. So Krishna and Balram and cowherd boys, they would sit in a circle. They would laugh, they would joke, they would enjoy food. And after eating their food, they would tend the cows. And when Krishna would walk, the sound of his ankle bells was so captivating that it captivated the entire forest. And it stimulated the heart of Mother Earth also. So Mother Earth would go in ecstasy, and her hairs would stand on the end, which were visible in form of the grasses. So in the late afternoon, Krishna returned from the pastures with the boys and the cows. So Yasoda, the wife of Nanda Maharaj, she was eagerly waiting for Krishna to come, Krishna to return. So rather, before Krishna would come, she would very attentively look in the direction from where Krishna would come. And every moment she was swelled with anticipation. At this moment, Krishna will come. Now Krishna will come back. Now Krishna will come back. So at that time, Jashoda would engage other gopis in the household duties. And she would personally come to receive Krishna. So after receiving Krishna, she would cleanse Krishna's face, limbs. She would made him sit. Then Krishna would rest on the jeweled inlaid bed seat. And then Yashoda would put him to rest after feeding him. So that is how the days were passing. But then Kansa, who is a maternal uncle of Krishna. So as a maternal uncle keeps on sending some toys to the child, so Kansa would also send different demons. Krishna didn't like the toys, so he would break them off. So Kansa was devout worshipper of Durga Devi. So now he sent a demon called Vatsasur. So this Vatsasur, he was pretending to be the friend of Krishna in the form of a calf, but actually he was a thief. So he was compared to a well covered by the grass who is used to trap the elephant. So we saw this comparison before also. So Vatsasura is compared like that. Yeah. Yes, so this is Vatsasura. So you are a demon, although you are looking like a calf. So when Krishna, he saw this special calf, immediately he could recognize. And he told to Dauji. So he said, Dauji, does this calf belong to Vrindavan? Or is he a man disguised as a calf? And then other Gopas also, they couldn't identify this calf. They couldn't identify to whom did he belong. And immediately, now Krishna recognized the calf. So then Krishna with his left hand, which looked like a gentle lotus flower, caught the calf with his hind legs reeled him around like a fireband, and he threw him to the top of a kapita tree. So in Sanskrit we call it kapita. Now those who are North Indians, they may be knowing it's called katha. So it's a little sour and sweet in taste. It's called katha. So he threw him on that top of the kapita tree. And as soon as he was dropped on that top of kapita tree, he immediately assumed that deadly big form of a demon immediately died. And as soon as he died, uh, he attained Brahman realization. So Brahma, Shiva, other demigods, so they all appreciate Krishna's effortless acts of killing Vatsasur. Hmm. Yeah. So you can see here. So he's on top of Kapita tree. And the Brahma, Shiva, all these demigods are there at the top. You can see in the picture. Yeah. So, so they all appreciated Krishna's efforts in killing Vatsasur. And they started loudly roaring, Jai, 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 Jai. And Krishna, who is killer of all the demons, started looking very attractive now. But soon the evening time came, the dark curtain of the sky started slipping away, started slipping away, and the darkness came out. And this was the time for Krishna and Balram and all the cowherd boys to return home. So when these boys, along with calves, you can see in the slide, so they approached the edge of the town, they were received by their mothers. So Nanda, Yasoda, all the gopis, they all received Krishna Balram and all the gopas and outpoured their love and affection for them. So then these gopas were taken by their mothers, but they didn't want to go with their mothers. They wanted to play with Krishna, but somehow they were forcefully carried by their mothers. And then all these gopas became so excited and they said, Maya, do you know Krishna killed a big demon today? And he sent that big demon to the house of death. And Yashoda became very worried. So Yashoda brought Krishna back. She massaged him with oil, bathed him, anointed him with sandalwood pulp, dressed him, made him take the meals, and then Krishna retired for taking rest. So in this way, Krishna killed this Vathasur. Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki jai. And as soon as Vathasur was killed, his uncle Kansa was ready with another toy. That is Bakasur. So as Krishna enacted the human-like pastimes, he looked very attractive with a necklace hanging from his chest. So after taking his breakfast, along with all other gopas, he prepared to leave. So again, following their Vyasa Dharma, so they started tending the cows and they came to the forest. So when they brought these thirsty calves to a reservoir which are clear, cool waters and which had soft shoots of grasses near the banks of the river. So cows were taking their food, and Krishna and all the cowherd boys, they start playing. And while they were playing, suddenly they saw this Bakasur. So this Bakasur was demonic brother of Putana, and he was like a good tantric who could see the future. So Bakasur, he understood that Krishna is exactly befitting the description of the demon which was described by Kansa. Ah, yeah. So we can see Bakasur here. And when Gopas looked at Bakasur, they were so fearful that even they didn't want to look towards him. So it was like, no, Gopas were looking towards Krishna and saying, Kanaya, we don't want to look at the direction. And Krishna said, what happened? So they said, can you see that white mountain? Actually, he's a big crane. And Krishna immediately understood that this is Bakasur. And as soon as uh, Bakasur, he saw Krishna, immediately opened his ferocious beak and he attempted to swallow Krishna. So his lower beak was on the ground, his upper beak was practically touching the heavens. So it was looking, he will not just devour Krishna, he will devour the entire earth and the heavens also. And Krishna's friends, they were so fearful, they were not able to even look at Bakasur. So then all these Gopas said, they said, oh brother, this creature cannot be a bird. Why? Because he's about to swallow all of us in his deadly mouth. And seeing its aggressive behavior, it must be a demon in the form of huge crane. So now we should quickly run from here. But then, when they saw the size of the beaks of Bakasur, they understood, no, we can't escape this Bakasur. Because his beak was looking tall like Mount Kailas. And then Krishna looked at the Gopas and said, ah, he said, don't worry. And seeing the smile of Krishna, now they were satisfied in their heart. Krishna said, no worry, means we should not worry. And then Krishna moved near this demon Bakasur. And within no time, Bakasur swallowed Krishna. And as soon as all the Gopas saw that Bakasur had swallowed Krishna, Balramji and all the boys, they exclaimed, alas, alas, what a disaster, what a disaster. And even the demigods who were in the heavens, they fell unconscious. So now we're not going in detail, but in Garga Samhita, the details are given. That all the demigods, they start talking among themselves. So they were saying, my God, this Bakasur has swallowed Krishna also. Now he should be punished. So all the demigods, Lord Shiva, Surya, Yamadev, Indra, they all surrounded Bakasur. And they told Bakasur that you should immediately leave Krishna, otherwise we'll kill you. And Bakasur didn't care for them. So Kali came, she threw her weapon. Bakasur moved to the ground and again came back. Vayudev, Varundev, one by one, they started throwing their weapons. Bakasur was not moved. Yamraj used Yampas, had no effect on Bakasur. And finally, Lord Shiva threw his Pasupati Astra. And because of the Pasupati Astra, one of the wings of Bakasur was broken, but nothing happened to him. And now the demigods understood that the calamity has come, Krishna is gone, nothing will happen to us. We don't know who will save us. And Bakasur was very happy. But then within few moments, Bakasur felt a burning sensation in his throat. So Krishna Prasad is also like that. It's very tasty. But for those who are demonic in nature, they don't like to take prasad also. Hmm. So Krishna was pure like nectar, but to Bakasur, he was looking like a burning charcoal. So as camel, he eats the mango leaves, chews them for some time, and immediately spits it out. Or a person, while drinking water, sometimes what happens is water goes to the nose, and then it looks so troublesome. Somehow, person wants to get rid of the water. So similarly, Bakasur was also feeling Krishna like a uh, burning charcoal, and then now he was trying to spit out Krishna. So earlier he swallowed, and now he want to just spit out Krishna. And Krishna also, because now Brajavasis is not looking at Krishna, Krishna was in the throat of Bakasur. So he would immediately expand himself and sometimes contract. Suddenly expand, sometimes contract. And he was doing it with such a force that Bakasur was feeling a lot of distress in the throat. It was letting goosebumps in the inside the throat. Expansion and contraction. And then he started rapidly flapping his wings in such an attempt that he can just eject Krishna from his throat. And because he was not able to eject Krishna from his throat, he felt that his life hairs were rushing out from his heart and escaping from his mouth. So at that time, Krishna escaped from the mouth of Bakasur like Rahu escapes from the mouth of moon. So Rahu has mouths but no body. So in this way, Rahu engulfs moon and then moon slips out from the Rahu. Or sun escapes the dense monsoon clouds. So we may see, oh, sun is covered by clouds. But then after some time, clouds go away and the sun is visible. Similarly, Krishna also escaped from the mouth of Bakasur. And Krishna, like a superhero, maybe today all the movie heroes imitate Krishna only. So he came out from the mouth of Bakasur with a somersaults and jumped on the floor of the forest of Vrindavan. And surprisingly, none of the clothes or ornaments or the any part of body of Krishna was sullied from the saliva of that demon Bakasur. So Krishna was still looking very fresh and beautiful. And the friends of Krishna by this time they were fallen unconscious, thinking that Krishna is gone. But then Krishna spoke some pleasing words to the friends to awaken them. And then all the cowherd boys. So this is Krishna jumping from the mouth of Bakasur. Yeah. And then within no time, Bakasur again tried to pinch Krishna with his beaks. And Krishna would dodge here, Krishna would dodge there, somehow save himself from the beaks of Bakasur. And then finally, Krishna grabbed demon's beaks, split them into half, like somebody splits the grasses. And then river of blood flowed from all the directions when this Bakasur was killed. Sri Krishna Bhagavan ki jai. And in this way, the two pieces of the dead body of Bakasur were looking like twin mountains. And as usual, the devatas from the heavenly planets, they start showering the flowers on Bakari, the enemy of Bakasur Krishna. Gandharvas started dancing and playing on musical instruments. Apsaras were dancing, Kinnaras were dancing. And all these demigods were so much in ecstasy that the demigoddesses who had their kajal in their eyes, so when they were crying off because of happiness, their kajal was coming down. And when this kajal was coming down, it was looking like honeybees dancing between the flowers falling from heaven. So flowers were falling from heaven and kajal was there in between. So this kajal was looking like uh, bees between the bumblebees between the flowers. So then demigod started playing on dundubis, musical instruments were played, and seeing this astonishing, wonderful pastime of Krishna, Vyavasvat Manu and different sages, they started offering various prayers. And when these gopas, they saw the transcendental feet of their hero Krishna, they were filled with joy. And all these boys, they felt as if they have regained their lives by seeing Krishna again. So in this way, Krishna killed Bakasur. So again, it was late afternoon time. Krishna collected the cows, and along with the cows and the gopas, he returned back to Vrindavan. Hmm. So these cowherd boys, they were racing back to the home, and they started telling their parents about the pastimes of Krishna. So they would make songs, the way our devotees made some songs there today, and they start singing the pastimes of Krishna. So when they were running back to the home, so they were like breathing very heavily, they were tired, but still in their choked up voices, they were mispronouncing the words, and very sweetly they were speaking about pastimes of Krishna. Bhaiya, just see Kanhaiya na, he killed that giant crane, Bakasur. So they started speaking about various exploits of Krishna, how Krishna killed Bakasur. So some of the Gopas said, Maya, listen to the amazing adventure we had today. You will be surprised to hear how Krishna killed this Bakasur by showing his incredible strength. And we looked from our own eyes how he so easily killed this formidable demon called Bakasur. Huh? This Bakasur, he opened his big beak and he was trying to kill us. And all his beaks were so sharp, they were looking like fire. But Krishna very easily hold his beaks. And although Krishna's hands are softer than lotus flower, he easily broke the demon's beaks. Like we throw away this, or we bifurcate this Viran grass. And in this way, Krishna killed this big demon called Bakasur. And when all the gopis, they heard how Krishna killed this Bakasur, so initially they were very fearful upon hearing how Bakasur came and how Bakasur tried to kill all the gopas. But upon seeing how Krishna killed Bakasur, they were so happy. They were so blissful. So they were blissful, but Yasoda was very worried. Yasoda thought, we came from Mahavan to Vrindavan just because these demons were harassing Krishna in Mahavan. But it's so unfortunate that even now all these demons are attacking my son. Huh? And anyway, my son is so bold, he's so restless. So what can I do? He doesn't hear me, he just goes here, he goes there. So I'm so confused. I don't understand what is the plan of the providence. How will I take care of Krishna? So in this way, Vasudha was very worried. So again, she bathed Krishna, she fed Krishna with different meals. And then, being a loving mother, she told to Krishna, Kanaya, now you stay in home only. You don't have to go to the forest. So we already have so many servants. They will tend the cows. So you don't have to take this trouble of tending the cows. And then Kannaiya said, Maiya, no, you're so innocent that you're believing in the stories which are spoken by my friends. Actually, they are all lies. There's no truth in them. So you don't have to worry about all this so-called demons coming and killing me. This is all false. There's no truth behind what they are speaking. And in this way, Yashoda nursed Krishna and kept him to rest. So Kavi Ganpu now speaks about the philosophy. He says, so by his sweet will, Krishna manifests one pastime after another, and he performs all these pastimes with the only purpose to satisfy the desires of his devotees. So, like wish fulfilling creepers, they fulfill the desire of the people who approach them. So, similarly, Krishna fulfilled the desires of all his devotees. So, although in Bali Leela, the Vasal Ras is very prominent. In Pogandra Leela, Krishna's Sakharas is very prominent. In Kesor Leela, Madhur Leela is very prominent. Still, it doesn't conflict with other rasas. For example, now Krishna is displaying his Pogandra Leela. Or even if he displays his, let us say, Kesor Leela. But Yasoda and Nanda Maharaj, even in the rarest of the dream, could ever imagine the way Krishna was playing in the forest or the way he would dance with the gopis in the night time. So they couldn't even imagine that how our innocent boy can ever dance with the gopis in Vrindavan in the night time. So there was no conflict. There was no conflict of rasas. So although Krishna, he maintains his Kasura Roop, which is eternal, still all his pastimes are eternal. Like we had discussed before also. Like different phases of sun, they don't die. They just move from one place to another place in the universe or in the earth. Like, for example, if there is sunrise in my city, then it may be sunrise in your city, then some other city, then some other city, some other city. When sun is on the top of my head in my place, then it will be in the top of head of some your place and someone else's place, then someone else's place. When there is sunset in my place, then there will be sunset in some other place, then some other place, then some other place. So similarly, all the pastimes of Krishna are eternal. And they keep on happening in one or the another universe. So that is how Krishna's pastimes don't undergo any transformation. Now to narrate his Bali Leela, Krishna conceals his six opulences. So he does the similar thing in Pogand Leela also and Kasur Leela also. So although Krishna showed his opulences when he killed Putana, Trinavarta and other demons, still Krishna hides all these powers through the exchanges he has with devotees. So in Bali Leela, his Vatsal Ras was become so prominent that it quickly covers his majesty. Like Brajvasis know that Krishna has killed all these demons, but their love for Krishna is so much that for them it increases their affection for Krishna rather than increasing their respect for Krishna. So that is how Brajvasis' love for Krishna increases when they see the majesty of Krishna. So in this way, Krishna's Aishwarya, the majesty, it remains in the background in Vrindavan, and his Madhurya, or the sweet flavor, it goes in foreground. Like for example, uh, we may love or at least respect, or may not be that also, whatever, PM Modi. But then people may respect him because he's prime minister. But for Modi's mother or brother, for them, they don't have to depend on him getting a seat of a prime minister for expressing their love. But then, because Mr. Modi became prime minister, the love for Modi increases more. Just see, our son or our brother has become prime minister. So similarly, whenever Krishna shows his opulences, Aishwarya, it increases the love of Rajvasis. Ah. So in this way, in Vrindavan, Krishna's body, which is made of Sachidanand, shows perfection of all the five rasas. So they are found at their perfection. Like for example, in Vaikuntha also, and even Ayodhya, we'll find it is not that Madhuras is not there, it is there. But it is not available for people in general. So if we read the writings of Ramanujacharya, he even mentions the Raslila of Lord Ram, which is very really unheard. But it is only with his very, very intimate devotees. Like Hanumanji comes in form of of a lady, Bharat Maharaj comes. So all these personalities are there. But it's not available for people in general. And it is never prominent. But in Krishna's Leela, all the five rasas are there in their full prominence. So why does Krishna perform these pastimes? So that he can display these five rasas, attract people to these five rasas, and show the perfection of these five rasas. So in this way, in all these various pastimes of Krishna, so these pastimes are eternal, they are beyond judgment, they are beyond argumentation, and they are the sweetest. They are the sweetest. So we'll discuss more of Krishna's pastimes tomorrow, along with group work by group number 1. But we request devotees now that please stick to 10 minutes so that although these pastimes are eternal, we can uh, complete things in time. Okay. So we can end now. Yeah. श्री कवि कर्णपुर की जय, आनंदवन चंपू की जय, शिल्पोपाद की जय, वांछकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो नमो नमः। शिल्पोपाद की जय। हरे
हरे
कृष्ण।
कृष्ण।